Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Tuesday slate. We have a full 15-game slate for tonight, so let's get right into it. Before we get started, I'd appreciate if you drop a like and subscribe. You guys have been killing it with the likes yesterday, and I really appreciate the support. And yesterday, with the weather in Washington looking risky, I tweeted out that I'll be playing Tanaka instead of Corbin, and that's the best decision I could have made as Corbin broke the slate. I tweeted out at 4:45 that I'll be playing Tanaka instead of Corbin, and he was very low owned, only 6% in my double up, and he ended up putting up 47.45, just broke the slate at pitching. Now, FanDuel is looking really good too, because I played Biggio on FanDuel at second base, and he hit 2 bombs, so he has like 54 FanDuel points. So right now, it's looking like a great day. Late games are just about starting, but we have Chris Davis, Cody Bellinger, Marcus Semien, and Maldonado still to go, and we're at a 112 on DraftKings, and FanDuel's looking really good too. So if you're enjoying for either baseball or football, I posted my early bird special for that. We'll be playing all slates for NFL, even the showdown ones, and it's only $75 for the whole season. So I like to keep my season-long packages cheap and affordable. So $75 for the first 50 people for football, and baseball is $59 for the rest of the season and playoffs. Anyway, let's get back to the regularly scheduled programming, which is talking about this 15-game slate. Lots of options you can go at a pitcher with Verlander, Kershaw, Hamels, and DeGrom, all above 10,000. Verlander's the best play out of that group, followed by Hamels, DeGrom, then Kershaw. Followed by Hamels, Kershaw, then DeGrom, just because how good the Braves have been playing. I don't want to pick on the Braves offense. But I kind of like Brendan Woodruff a lot here. He's at 9,300, much cheaper than some of the guys at the top, especially Verlander. And he offers a ton of upside here in this matchup against the Padres. Padres extremely righty-heavy lineup, and Woodruff has been really good this season, especially against right-handed hitters, and he should get to face at least 7 righties in the lineup, including the pitcher. And he has really good strikeout stuff this season. He's been striking out righties at a really high clip. And the Padres do strike out a ton against right-handed pitching, top 5 in the league, I believe. He's held righties to just a 211 average and a 292 slugging this year in 174 batters faced, 29.3% strikeout rate. The home run per 9 is just 0.6, and the xFIP is under 3.2. It's 3.17. He's just been getting the job done. It's a great ballpark to pitch in. He gets a ballpark boost. Big ballpark boost going into Petco. At 9,300, he has high 30-point upside. I think he can get the job done here against the Padres. The second pitcher I'm going to go with is J.A. Happ here. I like Happ here against the Rays. He's been pretty good as of late. In some tough matchups, he put up 20 against one tough matchup against the Red Sox, he put up 20. He's had a couple easier matchups lately, and this is another easier matchup here facing the Rays. They strike out they have a really high strikeout rate against left-handed pitching, top 3 in the league in strikeouts against lefties, and you will kind of expect them to struggle against lefties just because they're better hitters. Austin Meadows is a lefty, Brandon Lau is a lefty, so their better hitters are lefties. J. Happ gets a nice cushion here. He is a heavy favorite here against Yarborough, and he definitely has upside. I think he can get you a decent score here, and at 7,500, he's like the last pitcher I would consider. Everybody below him is kind of hard to project. Maybe Homer Bailey if you want to trust him, but I want to see him have 2 good starts in a row before I kind of trust him here, and I think he's going to be popular against Seattle. Definitely not going to play Anderson, not going to play Yarborough, not going to play Anderson. Fetty, the rain looks bad, and then down here you can't really play anybody. So I'm just going to play J.A. Happ and hope for the best. I think he can have a good game, especially after what Tanaka did to them. All right, so those are my pitchers I like. Still have 4,150 left for the bats. So let's get started at second base. I kind of do like the Royals righties here against Kikuchi. Kikuchi's fallen off a cliff. He has a 7+ ERA in June. He's given up a ton of bombs lately. Just show you guys Kikuchi how bad he's been. He had 3 straight starts where he put up at least -5. He's given up insane amount of power lately, an insane amount of hits. 10 hits, 10 hits, 9 hits, 6 hits. And this Royals team, they do have some good hitters against lefties, most notably Whit Merrifield. I like him. And I'll just show you guys Kikuchi's stats. He's really fallen off a cliff in June. His numbers are atrocious. So righties have a 290 average against him with a 485 slugging on the year. But if you really look at his recent stuff, he hasn't been good at all. In June, he has a 366 batting average given up and a 756 slugging. The strikeouts are way down lately. He just hasn't been able to have any success. And against righties, he only has a 16% K rate, 15.9. The xFIP is over 5, which is terrible. I really like Merrifield here just because he has really good numbers against lefties for his career. This season, his batting average hasn't been very great. Hasn't been great against lefties, but his power's been there, and I expect the average to creep up there. It's still only 84 at-bat sample size, but he has 5 home runs and 84 at-bats compared to just 3 and 211 at-bats against righties. Like I said, the average isn't there, but the ISO and power numbers are there. And I expect the batting average to climb because last season he was one of baseball's best hitters against lefties, where he hit 357 last season with 5 home runs, and he has a really, really good speed. And Merrifield has been really good as of late. He's on a hot streak after he was on a cold streak for a bit. So I think playing him at second base or on the outfield makes sense here against a pitcher that is really struggling, and Merrifield's been really hot as of late. So I like him a ton. Next up, we're going to go third base here with Matt Chapman. I like Chapman quite a bit. He's pretty cheap here at 4,200 facing Yana. I think that's how you say his last name. But Chapman's been really good this season. He has really good power numbers. And Yana has been terrible against righties. He's gotten destroyed against righties. And the A's have a nice total here, 5.5. And Chapman is not only really good against righties, but he's really good at home this season. So this pitcher for the Orioles has given up a 592 slugging to righties with a 355 average. Hasn't been able to get anybody out. Only a 14.6% K rate to righties. xFIP is almost at 5. He gives up. I don't know how he's given up a 53% ground ball rate, but the power numbers are insane. I think he's probably getting really hit hard against them. I'm not sure. Those numbers don't really make sense given his batting average stuff, but I'll still play a guy like Chapman here at 4,200. Chapman is cheap, and like I said, he's been reverse splits a little bit. He has a little more power against righties for his career, but this year he's hitting 267 with 10 home runs. At home, he's been amazing. 315 average at home in the Coliseum with 12 of his 16 home runs have come at home, something you really wouldn't expect in this ballpark, but for whatever reason, Matt Chapman has had a lot of success there, and he just has a lot of power career-wise. He has a 261 average against righties. Power is really high. 243 ISO to go with a 504 slugging, so the power is much higher against right-handed pitching, and Yana is just not good at all. 4,200 for Chapman. Definitely take that. In the outfield, I'm going to start it off with Alvarez here at 4,800. I like him quite a bit against Descalfini. Yordan Alvarez has taken the league by fire in his first 6 games. He has 4 home runs. He's hitting 381. I feel like he can add to that home run total here in a matchup against Anthony Descalfini. Descalfini, we all know his struggles come against lefties, and Alvarez has really good pop. Obviously, with 23 home runs and 56 games in the minor leagues. And Descalfini's given up a 308 average and a 600 slugging to lefties this year. And he only has a 21% K rate to them. And the xFIP is 5.45, sky high. Absolutely loves this spot for Alvarez. Just as GPP winning upside, as he's already shown multiple times in his first couple games in the big leagues. Just a tremendous hitter, hitting right in the cart of the lineup. Feel really good about him here at 4,800. And last but not least, I like Chris Davis. Just going to continue playing Chris Davis unless DraftKings raises his price tag. He should not be a $4,000 hitter, especially facing a terrible pitcher in Yana, who gives up really bad numbers against righties that they just showed you. And Davis has really good numbers against both righties and lefties this season. But for his career, he's known to be reverse splits, especially for power. But he has power in all ballparks. At home, he still has power. Career-wise, he has about a 250 average to righties. His ISO is really, really good. He has power to both sides of the plate. 518 slugging and a 268 ISO to righties. And Yana doesn't strike out many guys, so should be a really good spot for Davis. And he's also been hitting the ball well, so I don't know why he's so cheap and continues to be cheap, but I'm going to continue taking advantage of him. But that should do it for the video. Those are the 6 players that I kind of like for this slate. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like before you leave. You can visit my website, dfsprocess.net, if you want to join for MLB or for football. Thanks for watching, and good luck today.